Hello, hello, people. Hope everyone's doing good. How are you all? It's been a little over a week. Just a little bit. But we're back with Turnabout Legacy. Back to playing Gregory Edgeworth, my beloved. The lovely Gregory. With his lovely assistant Eddie, who I'm growing very, very fond of. I think we're about done here for now. Awesome. That's where I left off, huh? Notes about the crime scene. The police have taken custody of the body. Well, if I wasn't convinced before, I am now. Tangaroa did it. No two ways about it. What do you mean? All the rooms in this place lock from the inside. The only way to unlock them from the outside is with this key. I see. And who had access to that key? Let me guess. Just Tangaroa. Who do you think? Tangaroa. And it's the only one. There aren't any copies. The one and only key that unlocks every door in the mansion, Tangaroa was in possession of it the entire time. Interesting. With the mansion key, Tangaroa could slip into anybody else's room anytime he liked. And he could even lock his own room from the outside if he wanted. But Mr. Tangaroa's room wasn't locked, was it? Nope. Which is exactly what makes him a suspect. Would you care to explain your thinking? Hey, I'm surprised I didn't leave off on the beginning of a testimony. Like I always do to myself for some reason. Why I think Tangaroa did it. If the door had been locked when the body was found, Tangaroa would have been the obvious suspect. Which is why he deliberately didn't lock his room. And why he smashed in the lid of the treasure chest, so the body was on full display. That's dumb. Everyone was supposed to gather in his room when the judging finished up, so he made it look like the murder happened while he wasn't there. That's dumb. The only thing he didn't plan on was Bound finding the body. Anyway, that's my thinking on this whole thing. Good enough for you, Mr. Attorney? No, he didn't smash it open. If I remember correctly, didn't Miss Bound come in because she heard the ship crashing, like she heard the crashing and it breaking open? That's dumb. You're being silly. You're being silly, Detective Bad. Do you also believe it was Mr. Tangaroa who damaged the other pieces in this room? Yup. That's stupid. I know you have to believe your client. That's your job. But I'm a detective and I serve the law. And no matter how squeaky clean somebody might seem, a suspect is still a suspect. I fully understand your reasoning, Detective. Now, would you mind if I applied a little critical thinking of my own? Do your worst. Just as the detective won't compromise his devotion to the law, I won't compromise my beliefs either. And I'm not about to just accept his version of the events. In fact, I'm going to show him the piece of evidence that highlights the contradiction in his claims. Hell yeah. Voyage of the Red Rover. After sailing the seven seas, the legendary ship... Alright. If it would have been locked when the body was found, Tangaroa would have been the obvious suspect, which is why he deliberately didn't lock his room, and why he smashed in the lid of the treasure chest so the body was on full display. No. The victim's body was found in Tangaroa's room, so the lid was closed until the ship collapsed. I think that one, yeah. I think that's it. That's
Gregory's voice? I don't know why that got me. He sounds like that? We've established that the body was hidden inside the chest, and that Miss Bound only came running into this room when she heard a sound. It seems reasonable to infer that the sound was that of a chocolate boat collapsing. Sure, seems likely, based on the evidence. And yet you assert that it was Mr. Tangaroa who had smashed the lid of the chest. I believe this photo makes it clear that it was the ship that did the smashing. Yeah. And if that had occurred only moments before Miss Bound had entered the room, then it couldn't have been broken by Mr. Tangaroa, who was out judging the contest at that time. I never said he did it then and there. He could have done something to the stand so it collapsed when he was in the middle of judging.
Objection!
Objection!
Have you any way of proving that assertion? Nope. But the investigation isn't over yet. There's still time. So he doesn't have anything conclusive. Have you found any prints in this room besides those of Mr. Tangaroa? Yep, on the door. Yeah, but that's not a shock. Is it gonna be Bounds? I forget her first name. Judy? It's gonna be Judy's fingerprints? But... oh, and Frost, yeah. We found Tangaroa's and Frost prints on there too. We were all brought in here for a briefing, right before we started work on our creations. Those prints are probably from then. I take it you haven't checked any of Mr. Tangaroa's works for prints yet? Why wouldn't you? Obviously somebody messed with them, so... oh. We know that somebody tampered with them. Therefore, it's possible they left some prints behind when they did so. Fine. But if we don't find anything, your guy's still top of my list. Got it. You. Check all the chocolate stuff for prints. Now. Yes, sir! Right away! Detective Bad. We finished dusting the chocolate and we found prints that don't belong to Mr. Tangaroa, sir. Go on. Whose? Is it gonna be... who's the victim's name again? Artie Frost? Is it gonna be Frost's? Was he messing with them? Oh! Delicious scone, sir. She's one of the contestants. Okay. Good work. You can go back to whatever you were investigating before. Yes, sir! So it seems we have a suspect besides Mr. Tangaroa. Even without your lawyerly input, I wasn't about to wrap up the investigation anyway. I doubt that. I'll go speak to Miss Scone and see what she has to say for herself. Delicious Scone. Mr. Gusto mentioned her, too. He said that she was ruthless, that she'd do anything to win. Makes sense. This Scone lady sounds like a pretty suspicious character, huh, Mr. E? Yes, I think we better try to speak with her ourselves as well. Detective Bad, would you mind if we accompanied you?
Please.
Babysitting you is not my job. Aw, come on, please babysit us. But I guess you did pick up a couple of useful clues already. So if you want to tag along, be my guest. Thank you, Detective. You're too kind.
Thank you. Gracias.
But Detective Bad, sir! I don't think that's such a good idea. The lead prosecutor is still busy in there. Lead prosecutor, you say? It'll be fine. Me and him don't exactly see eye to eye anyhow. Ooh, that's a first. No, it's not. I was like, that's a first. I forgot it's only really Gumshoe, who's like besties with his prosecutors. Emma didn't really care for her prosecutors she worked with. Who is this him? Who did they assign the case to? Let me guess. Manfred von Karma? Manfred von Karma. Oh no! Who could have seen that coming? What? They gave it to von Karma? He hasn't lost a case in 25 years! If you meet me in America, I might say hi, but if you see me out in Europe, I'm a talkative guy. Manfred von Karma! Manfred von Karma. A living legend over at the prosecutor's office. We never faced one another in the courtroom, but I've heard plenty of stories. They say he'll do anything to ensure a guilty verdict. Even kill you, Gregory. I spelled it wrong. Manfred! But I can't let that distract me. For now, I need only to continue to do what I believe is right. I like Manfred. That's a good one. Ooh. I forgot it's Christmas Eve. I forgot. Forgot that this is Gregory's final case. Manfred, because the whole family love men. Whoa, Candy Castle! Look, there are even some little elves to go with it. Room's laid out. Oh, my microphone is falling over. There we go. What could my friend in the back left possibly be doing? He just really likes to look underneath that oven. There's gonna be a clue if he keeps staring. Room's laid out. Pretty much the same as Tangaroa's. It's not as cold though. That's something. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like there's a temperature control panel in here too. He likes that oven. Over there where that orange light is, right? We better take a closer look at it when we can. Okay. It's like a fairy tale storybook in here. And this whipped cream covered construction must be the work of Miss Delicia Scone. Where is Miss Scone? Is she in the back right over there?
Me? Why, I'm just over here, dearie.
Oh, her walk animation. That was so cute.
Oh, just look at you lovely boys. Delicious Scone at your service. Some cheeky blighters back in Blighty even call me Miss Delicious. Tee.
Called a lovely boy at 34. Unexpected, to say the least. Lovely boys? Really? Even Mr. E?
Oh, yes, dear. You and the detective over there. You're all lovely boys to me.
No comment, Miss Delicious. Heavy no comment. I'm nobody's lovely boy, lady. Name's Bad. I wonder just how old she is. Don't we all, Gregory? Finish this up so we can get out of here, Mr. Attorney. Yes, alright. Oh, no! I know that objection! Oh, no! It's been so long since I've heard that objection. It's like they're genuinely asking for someone to say something with this conversation. What's the meaning of this? Chit-chatting with the defense. He was in the cake! Don't play Von Karma's theme right now. Mr. Edgeworth, some scary guy just stepped out of the castle. Von Karma. What? He's Manfred Von Karma?
Sorry, Mannykins.
The notorious prosecutor Von Karma himself. Is this the first time they've met? Okay, so this is the first time they met, and this is Gregory's last case. The case that Von Karma kills him over. Oh my gosh. So they've met once, and Gregory did one thing to upset Von Karma, and Manfred's like, yeah, let's shoot him in the elevator. The notorious prosecutor Von Karma himself. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Von Karma. Gregory Edgeworth, attorney at law. Von Karma was like, he's got to go. I couldn't care less what your name is. Your job is to lose to me and disappear, never to show your sniveling face again. Gotta give it to Von Karma. He keeps to his promises. What a thoroughly rude individual. Those piercing eyes, that furrowed brow. You're even scarier than they say. And you might want to keep such rude thoughts to yourself, Eddie. We were hoping you might permit us to carry out some brief inquiries, Mr. Von Karma. Huh. And why would I wish to extend you any such courtesy? This clearly isn't going to be easy. So long as your inquiries are limited to this room, I suppose I'll allow it. Thanks, appreciate ya. Why the sudden change of heart? You, the tall fellow. Name's bad. Is that so hard to remember? I didn't ask for your opinion. The thoughts of a lowly detective do not concern me. Age 49. Wow. A confectioner of indeterminate age. Back home in the UK, they call her Miss Delicious. Oh, she's British. Okay. But I do admire your spirit. She's a Brit, too. Bad. See to it that these worms do not step out of line. Why do I have to? I'm not offering you a choice, detective. I need to go and look over Gusto's room. Good day. Okay, have a good day. See you later, Von Karma. Great. More babysitting. Why aren't Detective Bad and Mr. Von Karma investigating together? They're broken up, Gregory. They're broken up. They don't seem to know each other well enough for there to be bad blood between them. Well, looks like we have permission to investigate. Guess we better get to it. Indeed. I'm not sure I trust Mr. Von Karma's motives, but at least we can do that much. Hold up. I haven't been over this room yet either. You're not messing up before I get my chance. You'll have to wait till I'm done. Huh? But I thought you were the lead detective. How come you didn't take a look at this room yet? Are you stupid? Because I wasn't the first one they assigned. One of Von Karma's pets was on the job before me. Awesome. They're definitely hiding stuff, right? They're definitely, like, hiding evidence. Right up until just now, in fact. I got here not long before you did. That answers my questions as to why they're working separately, I suppose. Let's say we look over the room together, Detective. It worked out well enough before. Then you won't have to worry about us messing things up. You can keep an eye on us as we go. Where did she go? Miss Scone just disappeared. What kind of screwball attorney asked to have a detective breathing down his neck? Back to the cliff. Guess I'm stuck with you for a little while longer. Yes! You're amazing, Mystery! You have our thanks, Detective Bad. Don't be too grateful. This is my scene. The second you get in my way, you're out of here. Of course, we understand. Now, shall we begin? He's so polite. Gregory's so polite. Okay. Oh, there she is. How's it going? What's the matter, Miss Scone? You seem a whole lot less cheerful than you were a minute ago. Is it Mr. Von Karma? Did something happen between you two?
Why, yes, nothing happened at all.
But you just said yes.
That was a hello, yes, you silly boy. Aren't you just the sweetest little sugar dumpling? Remind me, what was your name again?
Oh, Eddie.
Eddie Lumpkin. Oh, you'll go far, dearie, I can tell.
Eddie Lumpkin? It seems our English gentlewoman has taken a liking to you, Eddie. No small accomplishment. Not exactly what I picture when I think of a gentlewoman, Mystery. Damn, Eddie. Never mind that now. We should ask her a few questions while we can. I kind of take offense in this right now. Could you tell us about what you did over the course of the contest?
Of course, dearie. Let's see. It all started at about 10 in the morning. That's when we set to work. And, well, I spent most of the time here in my room getting everything ready as you'd expect. Oh, and there was a lovely afternoon tea for an hour or so from around 1, I think?
Afternoon tea? It's an English tradition. A chance to drink tea, enjoy a snack, and make small talk. So kind of like a recess? Is this true? Matt, can we get confirmation? Is it kind of like recess? I suppose you could say that.
Oh, you really know your onions, don't you, Greggy Pegleg? Such a clever boy.
When did I become Greggy? Wait, what is what? And where was this afternoon tea served? Is afternoon tea like recess?
Out in the garden, of course. There's a lovely little one just outside. They do it at the same hour every break time during the contest. Lay on a nice little spread, you know. But today only me, Samson Sillypants, and Moody Judy were there for it. Moody Judy!
Afternoon tea is nothing like a recess. Afternoon tea is a posh person thing where they have snacks. Damn.
Sammy Poople?
I hate these nicknames she's giving them.
Sammy Poople had already finished his big creation, so he was there the whole time. But poor old Chillywinks and Gusty Pants had to miss out because they hadn't finished yet. Bless them.
You're saying everybody except Mr. Frost and Mr. Gusto was present.
That's right, dear. To tell you the truth, I hadn't finished yet either. But I wasn't about to miss out on tea and cake served by our 2 TV superstars. I went right back to work when I finished, though, toodled off while the others were still nattering away.
I make all my friends Tommy Poo and Natty Poo, but that's different. Of course, yeah. And at any point during the contest, did you visit any of the other competitors' rooms? No, dear, don't be silly. Gregory, do you have another superpower besides logic? Do you got, like... Do we have to, like, break the locks on her heart, or, like, super, like, perceive her, or listen to her tone of voice? That's strange, because your fingerprints were found in Mr. Tangaroa's room. Damn, get her!
Caught red-handed.
Wait, so you admit you were there?
I can hardly deny it now, can I? But I didn't kill anybody, I swear. I suppose I better tell you what really happened. Just promise you believe me, won't you, dear?
Sure, what happened? Oh my god. That's what's gonna make you less offended. What exactly were you doing in Mr. Tangaroa's room?
Well, I supposed you'd call it research.
Oh. She was doing research. Accuracy is accuracy. Research.
Sammy Poople's a dab hand when it comes to the old sweet making. Everybody knows that. So when I noticed there was no one in there, I just popped in for a quick bit of research, like I say.
Scone visited another contestant's room in the name of research. What kind of research leaves fingerprints? Okay, bad. I don't think we want to get into that one.
Yes, well, it stands to reason I'd leave fingerprints, doesn't it? After all, it's hardly research if you don't have a little nibble now, is it?
Bad. I think we both know that. What? You ate little pieces of them? So the traces of tampering in Mr. Tangaroa's room, that was all you?
I'm ever so sorry, sweeties. I didn't mean to make a mess. I had to take a little bite here and there, didn't I?
Just... Sure.
I didn't want poor Sammy Poople getting upset, so it was just the teensiest bits and pieces.
In the stand holding up the ship, you took a bite out of that too, I suppose. Right? Like, why is she going for the stand of the ship? If she's gonna, like, take, like, bites out of it, you'd think she'd go for not the thing holding it up.
Oh, yes, dear, of course I did.
Dumb. It was you who brought the whole thing crashing down.
I'm so sorry, my lovely. Truly I am.
Hold on, is that why you left the afternoon tea early? You were heading off for a second helping of sweets?
Look, just please believe me. I never killed anybody, I promise.
Yeah, I don't think she's the killer. Her actions were certainly suspicious, but that's all we can say for now. Okay. Let's look around. These must be the various tools Miss Scone used to build her castle. Buckets filled with cream, trowels and a brush. Is she a patissier is she a patissier or a plasterer?
Don't you come making jokes at my expense, you cheeky young devil. I don't just slap stuff on walls like a silly old plasterer. I have to spread the cream out lovely and smooth, then work out all the rough patches.
That's literally exactly what a plasterer does. Okay. The 4 adorable elves in the sweetest little castle made of sweets. So that's the theme behind Miss Scone's creations, huh? It says all that on that little sign? Unlucky for her, things aren't quite as sweet around here. She's trying to make out. Got anything, Eddie? Oh, the thick sweet scent of delicious whipped cream is in the air. It's like a fairy tale, but in real life. And yet, there he was, standing in the middle of it all with that evil look on his face. This whole experience is wasted on the scary old creep. Come now, Eddie, you can't call people names like that. It's rude. Sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. I'll try to be more careful. It's just, it reminds me of this teacher I once had who was always super angry with me. A stern school teacher, huh? Now that he mentions it, Mr. Von Karma does have the look of one. Yeah, I could see it. but I shudder to think what it would be like for Miles to study under him. Yeah, imagine! Imagine! Crazy. Anyway. It's an incredible piece of work. Hard to believe this whole castle is made of sugar and cream. I know, right? It's like we're inside a magical medieval story or something. I didn't know you were so into fantastical. You were so into such fantastical things. Thank golly, that won't happen. Phew. Sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. I didn't mean to get so carried away there. Oh, no need to apologize. I admire your enthusiasm. I sometimes wish my own son was as animated as you. Eddie doesn't know about Miles? You have a son, Mystery? I do. He's still in elementary school, and yet he'd rather read a statute book than a fairy tale. I can't help but worry that his interests will make it hard for him to make friends. Well, we don't have to worry about that. Don't say that. He sounds super interesting. He'll make tons of friends, me included, I'm sure. Aw. And now he's flexing his son. Classic parent. See, what's funny is that at this point in the story, Miles' friends was Phoenix and Larry. Because they were friends before Gregory died, and Gregory only dies Gregory dies in a couple days. Which means that Miles just never told Gregory about having friends. Buds is doing some smelly stuff right now. I'd like to think you'd be more of a big brother to him than a friend, Eddie. Does that mean you're gonna adopt me, Mystery? A big brother, huh? Guess I have some growing up to do. Better take this more seriously. Aw. Indeed. Then with that in mind, shall we continue our investigation? Aw. I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. The doors of the castle have been left wide open. Yeah, was the guy born in a barn? Could have at least closed them behind him. I'd like to see you say that to Mr. Von Karma's face. I sure am excited to see this family dynamic as Miles grows up. Haha, I'm sure it'll go great. Wait, there's a bunch of stuff inside. Let's see. Hold it, kid. If anybody's gonna be handling evidence, it'll be me. I'm too big for the castle. Cream's going all runny. The whipped cream is melting and will lose its shape at the slightest touch. Oh. Is it too warm in here? Was the temperature messed with? It's all over the detective's shoes. Why are all the items being stored inside a candy castle? Alright. Tell me what you want me to look at first. Okay. 2 big rock crystals. Looks like somebody was using the castle for storage. Kinda expected something a little more exciting behind those doors. Oh, I know! Maybe they're giant uncut gemstones. And maybe this whole thing is based on a story about a castle with a priceless treasure hidden inside. I think I'd treat my priceless treasures with a little more care. There's something on the bottom of them. Looks like a little stand or something. For some reason, there are stands mounted at the bottom of the rock crystals we found inside of the candy castle. Okay. I was right. They are gemstones. The stands must be so they can be put on display. Well, whatever they are, it seems like they're not just a large set of paperweights. There's a bunch of blue cloth back there. 1, 2, 3, 4 rolls altogether. Well, they certainly aren't made of candy. No. No idea what this stuff is for. Almost looks like somebody hid it in here. But I think I've seen fabric of the same color somewhere else before. Okay. So the gems, I'm imagining the gems go on these poles here. Huh. These pillars, they have hexagonal indentations. Looks like something's supposed to go in there. Well, whatever they were, they're long gone. Hexagonal indentations, huh? I wonder... Castle's covered in whipped cream, so maybe a giant strawberry. Giant strawberry with a hexagonal bottom? Look, I like strawberries, okay? Can't blame a guy for wishing. Somebody get Bad some strawberries, please. I prefer bananas myself. Oh, I'm sure, Eddie. I'm sure you do. Blueberries for me. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for everyone's input. Okay. No, Eddie, don't make an accidental homosexual reference. Eddie, no. There's a blowtorch and some chemicals here. I guess it's all for cooking with. Wonder what these chemicals are. Let's take a look at the labels. Mango down 91-1. Homicyanide 24/7. 247. Homicyanide? Homicyanide? Wait, they're all poisons? Oh! Okay. I thought I believed him. I'm like, there's poison? No, sir, they're common colorings and flavorings used in candies and desserts. The first is concentrated mango, boiled down to its purest essence. Hence, mango down. They're asking for trouble with a name like that. I'm curious as to what homicyanide might be. There's a small door in the wall here, just like Mr. Tangaroa's room. Here, I'll open it. Okay. Temperature 68 degrees. Light set to green. Do we have, not in the notes. Maybe in the logic about the temperature. Didn't Gusto say cream needs to be kept at 50 degrees? Yeah, that's what it was. Temperature in here is too high. Gotcha. That is odd. I wonder why. Okay. I figured that was gonna be the case. They said it was warm in here. It's a cute little elf made of candy, and it's sitting on a little tree stump. The whipped cream decorations around it are beginning to lose their shape, but the elf seems completely fine. Strange. That is interesting. Okay, let's do some logic. Yeah, hexagonal indentations in the rock stands, I'm assuming? Yeah, got that. The rock crystal stands and the pillars in front of the castle feature the same hexagonal shape. I believe the crystals are meant to be placed on top of these pillars. Yeah, hexagon to hexagon. Makes perfect sense. But if that's the case, then why were they being hidden inside the castle? Rolls of blue cloth and the rock crystals inside the castle. I imagine both must belong to Miss Scone. Miss Scone, what were you using the items inside the castle for?
Oh, no, sorry, Lambkin, but...
Whoa. I don't know where her accent came from. She just turned southern.
Oh, those. Sorry, Lambkin, but I'm not allowed to say.
Let me guess. Von Karma.
How'd you know? Please don't ask me to tell you. You have my guts for garters.
It seems the prosecution really has no intention of sharing anything with the defense. How rude. Who would ever? Man, thought we were onto something with those giant rock crystals, but...
What's that, dearie? You're interested in my little trinkets?
Your trinkets?
Yes, my sweet. I use them to make people all lovely and relaxed. It's drugs.
You use rock crystals and cloths to do that?
I do. It's wonderful, you should see it. And they're not just any old rock crystals either. They're great big lumps of salt with lights inside them.
Wow, those things are lamps.
Oh, that's not even the half of it. Those cloths hold even more exciting secret.
She really opened up the moment we started talking about her trinkets. Oh, I bet.
Since you're here, why don't I give you lovely boys a taste of my relaxation magic, hmm? Oh, Batty Bumpkin, can you get it all out and set it up for me?
The name is bad.
Is that a no? Why are you being so selfish, Batty Bumpkin?
You. Have you finished taking photos of this room yet? Yes, sir, we have, sir. Then help Miss Scone here with something, will you? Yes, sir, right away, sir.
Oh, you're a sweetie at heart, aren't you, Batty Beat?
That's amazing, Miss Scone. You got him to do exactly what you wanted. That's some talent. Teach me your ways.
Thank you ever so much, Battykins. And you, Officer Lovely.
She's even giving nicknames to the forensic guys now. Wow, they don't even have names. I guess it's her way of showing that she cares. So, what about this is supposed to be relaxing exactly?
Oh, don't be a big sourpuss, Batty Beat. The fun's only just beginning. Officer Lovely, you can switch it on now.
Yes, ma'am. Turn the lights on. It's like a black light. The entire room is just covered in blood.
Aw, very pretty.
Huh. Wow, it's beautiful. It is. I wish my son were here to see it. Oh my gosh. He loves his son so much.
Isn't it, though? Isn't it just wonderful? The 4 adorable elves in the sweetest little castle made of sweets. That's my theme, you see. And I thought it would be extra lovely if it was all lit up. Isn't it the nicest thing you've ever seen?
One of the elves must be feeling a little left out.
This is how it was supposed to look for the contest.
Why are they mentioning Miles so much? It's like it's his game or something crazy. Also, is that officer's canon name Officer Lovely? Yes, it is. She wasn't giving him a nickname. That was just his name.
But I'm glad you lovely boys got to see it at least.
Wait, shouldn't the lamps be lit up too?
What's happened there, I wonder?
He doesn't have another one. W name. W name. I think we better take a look at the lamps and elves one more time. Okay. Bad, I can't look at the lamp! Scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. Oh! There's blood on it! The lamps appear to be broken. Bulbs are smashed. Both of them. Maybe they fell and broke on the floor? Look, there's a red stain on the one on the left. That's not just a stain. That's... Yep. It's blood, alright. I can smell it. Oh! The salt lamp is stained with somebody's blood. Awesome. What? But blood? Why is there blood on this lamp? Could it have something to do with why its bulb is broken? You better take a closer look at the other one, too. So Miss Scone had actually intended to use these lamps in her display. Then why were they stashed inside the castle? Maybe because they're broken? Except, there's plenty of other places she could have put them. The best place to hide some salt is in some sugar. Isn't that how it goes? Or perhaps the best place to hide a tree is in a forest. Anyway, if her intention was to put these salt lamps in her final display, that contradicts a certain piece of evidence in my possession. I'll need to point it out by making a deduction. Do I have that? Could this be related to the evidence somehow? Non-confectionery items may not be used as decoration. Stands and display materials will be provided. Okay.
Eureka!
Eureka! I know something else you can hide in sugar. Flour! Take a look at this list of rules for a second. Take a look at the list of rules for the contest, detective. Flour! Yay! Non-confectionery items may not be used as decoration. That means the salt lamps and the luminous cloths would both have been against the rules. Scone used decorations that weren't made from confectionaries. I need a drink refill. Get your drink. Get your drink. Is that why they were stashed away inside the castle? Do I tornado a bottle or do I pour a glass? Pour a glass. Pour a glass. Nice and classy. I think we need to dig a little further into this with Miss Scone before we can say for sure. Okay. So classy. So classy. Okay. This elf doesn't have an illuminated cloth over it like the others, so a cloth is missing then. It's not fair to leave the poor guy out, Miss Scone.
I didn't want to, did I, dear? But one of my cloths and one of my little machines went missing.
A cloth and what sort of machine exactly?
Oh, you'll never guess how it all works. Those luminous cloths are connected to these little thingamajinks. They're called, full-spectrum light-emitting devices. They send light down the main cable and into each optical fiber strand, and that's what makes the cloth glow. With a little bit of fiddling, you can change the light to any color in the whole wide world. Bright red like ferocious fiery flames. Cold blue like clinking crystals of ice. They have these special batteries that last for donkey's years, and they don't mind the cold at all.
Forgive me, so these machines, they're what makes the special luminous cloth light up in all these beautiful colors, Mr. E. I see. So much new technology, I can barely keep up. The year is 2001, and all this fancy technology. It's really getting to me. So these light-emitting devices. He lost one of them, and a piece of luminous cloth.
Controller, calm down. That's right, Lambkin. Heaven only knows where they could have gone to.
This cloth. It could have something to do with the case. Special color-changing cloth belonging to Scone. She has lost a roll of it along with the device that powers it. Okay. Scone... Bloody lamp... Maybe this? We know that the victim was struck and killed with something blunt. And we found blood on one of the lamps, which has a smashed bulb inside. Could the lamp not have been the murder weapon? For sure! It could definitely do enough damage to kill someone. You, science guy. Did you finish analyzing the blood from the lamp yet? No, sir! I'm too busy staring into this oven. Yes, sir. We just got done a minute ago, sir. The blood is the victim's, no doubt about it. So, you know who so that makes her even more suspicious, way more suspicious than the other guy. There you have it. Salt lamp found in Scone's room, stained with the victim's blood. So the murder weapon was hidden in Miss Scone's room. I'm beginning to think we may need to add her to our list of suspects. No, really? Like, I don't think it's her, but there's way more evidence on her than there is for who's our defendant? Tangaroa. This? The whipped cream in this room is collapsing because the temperature is too high. It's 68 degrees. My messed up shoes can vouch for that. And yet... when you opened the doors to the castle, the handles themselves were just fine. Oh. Yeah, they were sturdier than expected. Sturdy? That's not the way I would describe most things made of confectionaries. Oh, it's not confectionery, is it? Is it another non-confectionery prop? Runny cream. Drink is all classy and refill and stuff. Hell yeah. I think we better take another look at those handles, don't you? What the? I think it's safe to say those handles aren't made of candy. She's breaking the rules! It's not just the handles. The whole castle. The little elves. They're all just plastic models with whipped cream smeared on top. Oh, she's a fake! What? So none of this is confectionery art after all? No, it's simply made to look like candy, with the cream having been added to lend it all an air of authenticity. Scone's confections were all fakes. What was she up to? She's cheating! She's cheating! No, not that one. That one. So not only did she use decorations that were against the rules, she didn't even make any real sweets. Miss Scone made a mockery of the rules. Yeah, guess she's not gonna get crowned world's greatest now. Why is it so warm in here? Think it's got something to do with all this? Miss Scone's so-called creations were all fake plastic models covered in a thick layer of whipped cream. That's a good question. I think we better go ask Miss Scone herself. Miss Scone, put your hands in the air! Do I have anything else to... No. Put your hands in the air! You're under arrest! Miss Scone, why is the temperature of your room set to 68 degrees?
Because I hate the cold, don't I, dearie? And besides, being chilly's no good for a girl. If I want to keep my fresh-faced complexion, I've got to be careful about these things. Some ladies have to stay young, don't you know?
How old is she really, though? That's what I like to know. Eddie. It's not polite to speculate on a person's age, Eddie. But most of your work is made out of whipped cream. And whipped cream needs to be kept at 50 degrees or it starts to deflate.
Is that so, dearie? Well, silly me, eh? I've only gone and made a whoopsie.
Wait, she really didn't know that? Scone doesn't seem to know basic facts about making confectionery. She's a builder. She's a plasterer. She is a plasterer, not a confectioner. World-class confectioner, my foot. Not only did she break the rules by using fake candy, she's ignorant of basic facts about her supposed craft. Miss Scone grows more suspicious by the minute. Miss Scone appears to lack basic knowledge about how confectionery is created. And she says she snuck into another entrance room for research purposes. Hardly the actions of a world-class confectioner competing for a major prize. Yeah, not how I'd picture a top pro acting. Does she maybe just lack a little confidence, or is she not actually a confectioner at all? Perhaps she had another agenda altogether. After all, we only have her word for it that she went into that room to do some research. Wait, so you mean maybe she went in there to commit a murder? There's no way of saying for certain just yet. But she is hiding something, that much I'm certain of. Yay! That's enough investigating for now, don't you think? Yes, we've certainly found plenty of interest. Something's been bothering me for a while now. Mr. Von Karma would have surely found the murder weapon when he searched this room. He was in there, too! try to keep my message slightly ready to sleep. I'm playing a game right now, and I went so crazy I need someone to know. Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Let's go! Pop off! I was hitting wall bangs before my scope is rendered improperly, like I peaked. Hell yeah! Pop off, king. Mr. Von Karma would have sure- yeah. And yet he didn't arrest Miss Scone. He didn't even seem interested in questioning her. I think our first priority should be to find out what he's really up to. Detective Bad, I have a few things I'd like to ask Mr. Von Karma. Me too. Him and Scone. How could you, Betty Bumpkin? Stop staring at me like that! It appears Detective Bad is just as suspicious of Mr. Von Karma and Miss Scone as I am. Miss Scone, would you be so kind as to accompany us? Of course, dear. Where are we off to? To find Mr. Von Karma. 8:05 p.m. But Mr. Von Karma! Mr. Von Karma, we'd like to speak with you if that's alright. Judging by your faces, I'm guessing you found the murder weapon. We did. It was in Miss Scone's room. Let me fix my tie first. Which means that Mr. Tangaroa should no longer be the only person of interest. Nonsense. It doesn't matter where the weapon was found. Tangaroa is guilty. And as long as this is my case, guilty he shall remain. How can he be so sure of Mr. Tangaroa's guilt? You have an explanation, I assume, for why the murder weapon was in Miss Scone's room? He put it in there! To frame her! That's what he's gonna say. Of course I do. And I'll be delighted to share it with you. So dumb. So dumb. You're the worst, Von Karma. Tangaroa killed Frost with one of Scone's salt lamps in order to frame her for the murder. Who could have figured that that's where he'd go with it? To complete the deception, he took it back to her room once the deed was done. After all, if it had been found near the victim's body, Tangaroa would have seemed doubly suspicious. A body may be hard to move, but a murder weapon, considerably less so. And that is why there was no piece of evidence on the scene that pointed to a particular suspect. Stupid. Whoa! So it's your assertion that Mr. Tangaroa took the salt lamp back to Miss Scone's room? That's stupid. That's so stupid. It is indeed. But it is more than an assertion. It is a fact based on my own investigation. Like, if we were already in court right now and doing this argument, whatever. It's your job. But we're still looking for the suspect. There's more evidence for you could just take Scone to court and prosecute her. Like, why does it need to be this guy is the one you need to prosecute? But it is more than an assertion. It is a fact based on my own investigation. You mean you have proof that he did so? I don't need any such thing. Oh my god. Evidence is everything! Evidence is everything! Isn't that your motto? If you have a rebuttal, I'll be happy to hear it. But I highly doubt you'll be able to fault my logic. To complete the deception, he took it back to her room once the deed was done. After all, if it had been found near the victim's body, yeah. A body may be hard to move, but a murder weapon considerably less so, and that is why there was no piece of evidence on the scene that pointed to a particular suspect. Oh! Wait! I just realized he's wrapped up in the cloth. Yeah, that's her cloth. So that's left on the scene. Is that what it wants? Yeah! It's true that the murder weapon and the bloodstained chocolate were removed from the scene of the crime. But something else remained that does point to one person in particular. Take another look at the photograph of the body, if you will. The cloth covering the victim's lower half. Is that not one of the same luminous cloths we found in Miss Scone's room?
What's that, dearie? One of my lovely, colorful cloths? At the scene of the crime, you say?
Luminous cloth. Nonsense. I see no light to speak of. Oh, shut up. I guess he doesn't know how it works. It may look like ordinary fabric at first glance, but attach one of these light-emitting devices. And the difference soon becomes apparent. Anyways, this Von Karma dude really sucks. He's the worst. What a loser. Look at his face. I don't think he was expecting that. But the fact that the cloth can be lit up is neither here nor there. We have to show why it's important. One of the rolls of cloth from Miss Scone's room went missing. And if you look closely at the blue cloth in the picture, won't you say it's clearly made of the same material, Mr. Von Karma? The salt lamp and the luminous cloth both belong to Miss Scone. And seeing as the body was wrapped in said cloth, surely even you have to admit that's suspicious. Mr. Von Karma, I think it's time to accept that a number of factors point to Miss Scone as a person of interest.
Greggy Pegleg, how could you? You're accusing me of all people?
I'm not accusing you of anything just yet, but I do think you're hiding something.
That's not...
Objection! It's me, Mr. Von Karma. Just to clarify, your assertion is that both the murder weapon and the cloth were in Miss Scone's room prior to the murder. Exactly. Is something funny? Is that how you laugh? Only that you've walked so carelessly into my crap. My crap? My trap! Only that you've walked so carelessly into my trap. Oh no, Von Karma's activated his trap card! That's him flicking the card up. Ooh. Neither the cloth nor the murder weapon were in fact in her room. I put it there to frame her. I was going to be the one to frame her. So sorry to have to break it to you. What does he mean? Tangaroa spotted them before the contest began and noted that the lamps and cloths contravened the rules. He subsequently confiscated them and took them to his own room for safekeeping. What? Then, after the contest began, nobody saw hide nor hair of Frost as he secluded himself in his room. And the only person capable of entering his locked room was Tangaroa, possessing as he did the only key. She admitted that she went in the room though, because she said that she tampered with everything. And as you now know, he was also in possession of the lamp used to commit the murder. So you see, I have had everything I need to get Tangaroa convicted all along. Well, how does it feel to have lost to me before even setting foot in the courtroom? This can't be happening. Wait, all of our hard work was for nothing? You give up way too easily, Eddie. Miss Scone, why didn't you tell us your stuff was confiscated by Mr. Tangaroa?
Well, dear, Mannequin said that if I spilled the beans, I'd end up being the one under suspicion.
Mr. Von Karma said that?
And he wasn't wrong now, was he? You two accused me yourselves just a second ago.
Pathetic. Curse you, Von Karma. You led us to the murder weapon knowing we'd make a certain assumptions as a result. Why'd he put him? Whatever. One more thing, my pathetic friend. There are 2, and only 2 sets of fingerprints on the murder weapon. 2? Yes, those of Delicious Scone and Samson Tangaroa. No others were found, because God forbid somebody wears gloves. Tangaroa used the lamp he had confiscated to murder Frost, and was foolish enough to hide it in Scone's room without first removing his fingerprints. Gloves are L. At this rate, no one will even need to testify. My perfect evidence will do all the talking for me as I secure his guilty verdict.
Objection!
But wait, what about the luminous cloth that was left behind in Mr. Tangaroa's room? What about it? He probably meant to return it after disposing of the body. I don't have enough to disprove any of what he's saying. No more pitiful objections. Then get out of my sight and close the door behind you. Mr. E, I'm not about to just give up. I see you mean to waste more of my time. Bad, escort them off the premises, now. This investigation is not over yet. Detective Bad. What is the meaning of this? Sorry, but I'm not in the habit of leaving cases half-solved. There's still one last thing from the crime scene we haven't identified.
Oop. My controller!
He's right. We still have the evidence of somebody's activities to account for. We can discuss your lingering doubts at our leisure, Detective. But whatever they might be, they're no business of the defense's.
Objection!
Objection! I don't think so.
I beg to differ. There's a piece of evidence I'm still not satisfied about either. And I suspect it might be the same thing that's bothering Detective Bad. Oh! Someone left finger marks on the chocolate frame but didn't leave any prints. Gloves! Is that it? That or the seal, which is weird. But I don't think the seal's gonna come up yet. What? This is the yet unidentified something that was left in Mr. Tangaroa's room.
Take that!
Yes. There are finger marks on one of Mr. Tangaroa's creations. Supposing they belong to the murderer, it could certainly explain how their prints didn't end up on the murder weapon. How do you know so much about the crime scene? Because I let them look around. Objection! You let the defense examine the scene, Bad. Are you out of your mind? Are you crazy? Are you crazy, Bad? Are you letting the defense in? I don't remember you telling me not to. Insolent worm. You would do well to remember this then, Detective. Insolent worm. That the results of your next salary review are up to me. Oh my gosh. Is that where Miles and Franziska learned it from? No, pay my boy. Detective Bad's in trouble now too. Well, I'm sure glad you're my boss, Mr. Edgeworth. And you do well to remember that the results of your salary review are up to your performance here. Oh my god, Gregory, no! A mere attorney uncovering such a fact based on a cursory investigation. I'm almost impressed. But it's entirely possible that those finger marks belong to Tangaroa. After all, he wore gloves while preparing his creations.
Objection!
Chicken.
Can you prove conclusively that the finger marks are his? Furthermore, there is still something about Miss Scone that doesn't add up. Is there? Or are you simply not prepared to admit defeat?
Oh, stop it, Greggy. Stop it, stop it. Why are you being so mean to your poor old pal Delicia? I owned up to nibbling poor Sammy Poople's sweeties. What more do you want?
I don't want to have to make you a suspect. That much is certain. But you lied to us. And you're still not telling us everything.
Greggy, stop it. Stop bullying me.
I'm sorry, but you don't even know the temperature whipped cream should be kept at. What kind of professional confectioner doesn't know something as fundamental as that?
I'm sorry, alright? I'm sorry, I'm just a silly, muddle-headed girl. What more do you want me to say?
I don't think you're muddle-headed at all. I think that you were never a confectioner in the first place. Enough. I'll thank you to keep your baseless accusations to yourself. Evidence is everything in a courtroom, in case you've forgotten. But only when it comes to the defense. Remember 5 minutes ago when you said, I don't need proof? Remember? Remember when he did that? And now we're back to evidence is everything. If that's gonna be your moral, at least stick to it. Gosh. If you're going to accuse a witness of perjury, then I demand that you present something to back it up. It's not, technically not perjury. She's not under oath. Yeah, but this isn't a courtroom, is it? Nevertheless, what proof do I have that Miss Scone doesn't know the first thing about making desserts?
Take that!
All her stuff was fake? Every single one of Miss Scone's creations break the rules of the contest. The offending items, the cloth and the lamps, were duly confiscated, as we have established. Your Honor, she lied for funsies. And the witness did not go and bring them back to her room herself.
Objection!
But those weren't the only rule-breaking items in her room. What? The entire fantastical world Miss Scone created. Every last bit of it. It's all just a collection of plastic models slathered in whipped cream. That cream is the only authentic confectionery in the room. No real-world contender would ever stoop so low. Is this true bad? Yep. Saw it with my own eyes. Stepped in it with my own shoes. Did we finally convince him? With her lies exposed like this, surely he can't continue to deny the facts. Miss Scone, your actions place you firmly on our list of suspects. My god. I need to get a new cord for my controller.
But, no dear, I'm no killer.
Then why don't you finally start telling us the truth? Who are you really, and why were you tampering with your rival's work?
Alright.
Bow wow, tight, thigh, lekiness.
The truth is, I'm not the adorable little cook you see before you. I'm actually a pharmacist, if you can believe it.
A pharmacist? I can't blame him for being so surprised. This couldn't be further from what we'd imagined. Yeah, pharmacist is crazy. So what's somebody in your line of work doing entering a contest like this one?
Well, I just love eating sweeties, if you must know. And Sammy Poople's sweets are the best, or so they say. I just had to enter. I didn't mean to end up making it all the way to the final.
Even Mr. Von Karma is lost for words. That's it? That's the only reason you're here?
Yes, Theory, and it was worth it. Samson's Silly Pants' sweeties are the tastiest treats I ever did eat.
And the finger marks? Were you the one wearing the gloves?
No, that wasn't me, dear. I don't even wear gloves.
Remember, Miss Scone's fingerprints were found elsewhere on Mr. Tangaroa's other creations. I say that points to her not having worn any gloves.
Exactly, Lambkin. Greggy Peglegs got the right end of the stick. I'm an innocent woman.
Is your head filled with cream, too?
Sorry, mannequins.
Her head may not be filled with cream, but she's certainly no master of subterfuge. Miss Scone, were Mr. Tangaroa's works the only ones you sampled?
No, dear, I couldn't help myself. When I finished my afternoon tea, I tiptoed over to Chillywink's room for a little taste, too.
You were in the victim's room, too?
Yes, dear. Nobody was in there, you see.
Quite possibly because the occupant was already dead.
But I could only stomach one little bite. I never tasted anything so salty in all my life.
Oh, interesting.
So I had myself one of the tasty star-shaped bits off to the side to cleanse my palate.
You've quite the sweet tooth, don't you, Miss Scone? Indeed. What didn't she sample?
That's everything, I promise. Greggy Peggles, Mannykins, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to make a mess of things.
As long as what you've told us is the truth, that's all that matters in the end. Do not think for a second that this means I myself believe you. I'm going to investigate the victim's room now. We'll see how truthful you've really been after I'm through. Mr. Von Karma, please let us accompany you. I think it's only fair that we be allowed to investigate the veracity of our conclusions. Accompany me if you'd like. But don't think for a second you'll be permitted to conduct your own investigation. We'd like to accompany you all the same. "9 p.m. What is the meaning of this? Uh-oh! What are we about to see? Oh. We got to Frost rooms. We saw nada. It's all gone. The whole enchilada. Was this the work of the culprit? A dead body hidden in a chocolate chest. A murder weapon moved mysteriously to another room. This case was a real peach, and it was gonna take some serious sleuthing to get to the bottom of it all. Woo!
Wowie, wowie. Oh, we're back to the present day. April 2nd. Wow. We're back with Ms. Edgeworth. Well, 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 well. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the stream. Let's find someone to raid. Let's raid you, sure. Thank you guys for joining me. It's been fun. Yes, Matt. Yes, Matt. It's been a freaking honor. It's been an honor to have you in chat, Matt. Always a pleasure. I had a quick scope in your honor. Let's go! Have a great evening slash night for real. You too. And I'll see you all next stream. Thanks for joining me. Sending you all off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye bye.